Morning guys, Friday the 5th of June. Another fairly brisk morning. Although right now there's quite a bit of cloud, there's just a little bit of breaking, a little bit of blue, which just sort of brought a bit of warmth. That's quite nice. Just have that intermittently. And Will's doing a favourite pastime, which is either feet in the stream and or eating the grass. Just fascinates me that she just loves eating grass. If you could live on that, Will, now that would be a fairly cheap diet, wouldn't it? Well, yesterday was another really frustrating day in the sense that the whole day wasn't frustrating, that's not true, but relating to getting my Mac sorted and obviously then the time that took and just all the other stuff you have to try and rearrange to try and sort things. It's still being looked at by I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, it's sort of like an engineer in it really, but I would call it the doctor. The Mac's gone to the doctor for computers. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be sorted. The only painful part of that process is that, well, it's not the only part, but one of the painful parts, if you like, is that it's going to cost me to have it fixed, but it's one of those things, isn't it, where you sort of, part of you, when you know the cost, you sort of go, ooh, literally like take a breath in, but then because it's something that you need, you've got to have, certainly I have, and you do sort of rely on to do a lot of your work, and particularly now more than ever, I need it, it's got to be up and running. And for all of the begrudging sense of, really, how much sort of thing, I think it does come down to that, well, how much are you prepared to, not so how much you're prepared to pay, it's almost like, well, at the end of the day, but are you prepared to pay, or is it worth it for you to have to, have what you need to have it sorted? And in that sense, the answer is yes. It reminded me a little bit of, well, coming back, for example, could be coaching, therapy, supervision, all aspects of helping work. Sometimes you'll find that, somebody will say they want a certain amount of help, they want to make certain changes, and then you say how much it costs, and for some people that they just go, yeah, fine, not a problem. I think they've almost decided it is absolutely worth because of the changes they want to make, and that's very difficult to put a price on in a lot of ways, although obviously at the end of the day you're only going to have so much budget. But then other people will sort of go, oh no, I can't afford that, it's too much. And to some extent there's some truth and reality in that, and it may be that for some people they haven't quite understood the impact of the changes that can be made, and I get that, but also what I notice is that people will say those things, but sometimes when push comes to shove and they decide actually no, something is most important, whether it be running of a cooker or a washing machine or a car, so those sort of very practical, tangible things, they'll go, oh well, I'll pay that, because they get the sense of, they've already experienced and perhaps seen the benefit of not only having those things work, but like I just mentioned with the computer, the pain of it not working. So sometimes I think maybe another place to look when it comes to enabling people to consider engaging in any sort of helping profession, where they're paying for a service, is, well, what's the pain that we're trying to help take away or alleviate, and what's that worth to you to reduce that and not have that? I think that's not a straightforward conversation. I think you have to really think that through, both for the person who's trying to help and also for the person who's looking to try and see some benefit. Willow. I don't know, Will's certainly seen some benefit from digging away in that little hole. Well, we're going to come this way. So that's my reflections on where my head's gone right now. And the blue's still coming out in the sky a little bit, which really is quite nice, having that bit of warmth in between the slightly cooler air. Will, come on. Good girl. This way. Come on. She loves that little area. It's really interesting. You see her, the same sort of places that she tends to get more excited about. There's obviously more smells in certain areas. So guys, have a good fruity Friday, and I shall speak to you later. Oh, just had a moment, just first about to say goodbye. I just thought to myself then, something just came to my head. I thought, what's the value you put on yourself? That's just it's just a question that came to mind, that was all. And I just as I was going to sign off, well, where are you gone? It just came to my head. So I shall leave you with that question. What value are you putting on yourself? So have a great Friday and speak to you later, guys. Bye.